Yo boys, it's DJ Aspire here. So today I decided that I'm going to be a lazy fuck and also not be lazy at the same time. I'm going to be lazy by not editing because it seems like every time I edit a video, it doesn't really get any traction. So yeah, it's going to be straight up to upload, no editing, no nothing. Because apparently that works out. So yeah, today we got a video on the Falcon. So this is the new original design from the One. They have a live blade, which is here. This tip is nasty, by the way. This tip is like a ham tip. It's fucking gross, dude. This thing is so pointy. Come on, focus. What are you doing? Thank you. So, got the live blade. And then you got the superior trainer blade, which flips much better and sounds better. The live blade does usually sound better, but mine doesn't sound very good, so just a heads up. Everything that I'm going to be showing in the video has been oiled and tuned beforehand. So, yeah. We'll start off with the live blade, as it is a little more to explain than the trainer. So the live blade, we'll start overall specs. These are 6061 channel aluminum handles. You can get them in black or blue. I got both and then did a handle swap, so blue being bite handle. These are fully original designs. I believe the blades are 440C. I don't think they're D2, but I could be wrong. Live blades, as always, coming from China, are extremely sharp. So don't be messing around with these guys. They will cut you, no problem. The profile on this guy is a little weird. As when in the closed position, you can't entirely tell which way is this sharp. Or the bite. Sorry, I'm having like a stroke. Of course, because there's kind of a swedge over here. So there's kind of a bevel on both ends, and with the point almost being like a dagger type, unless you look at the actual profile. In the closed, it's still a little hard to tell, so having a bite marker or the different colored handle helps a lot with that. In terms of tolerances, these guys are really, really nuts. Only problem I have with the tolerances is there is no widening in the channel like other popular aluminum balis, or even non-aluminum. There's a lot of other titanium balis that do the same thing. For example, this is where that no editing part's gonna suck. I got a Terra. So the Terra does have that winding. It's towards the bottom more than other knives. Usually they're towards the top here, like right past the Zen pins around here. But on the Terra, it goes down to the bottom. You can see the widening. So the Falcon does not have that. It's just a straight up channel, right? Now because of that, you have a higher chance of getting tap, but the live blade being so paper thin, kind of a low chance of that. And with that, nothing at all. So the channel tolerances on these guys are awesome. Very, very tight. Here's handle play. So yeah. So these guys are really, really good. In terms of design, it is original, but it definitely does take inspiration from a couple of different knives. The chevron area is a lot like the black balisong Valkyrie. And the cutout down here is very similar to the carbon fiber piece on the Pelican. But putting them together looks very good. This was definitely adapted. This was definitely changed a little. But you can tell it was definitely an inspiration for them. On the bottom of the handles, we have jimping for like ladders. Just as the Kraken clone, they are very sharp. Very good. As you can hear, my thumb is definitely getting caught on it. So, doing ladders on it. feel very good. Even though it is just plain aluminum, that jimping definitely does a lot, especially because it's so deep. You can kind of see the cutout. I have a real Kraken, or not a real Kraken, but the Kraken clone here with me, and it's a little more shallow. Not by much, but it definitely is a little more. This goes down ever so slightly deeper, which is awesome. Every advantage you can take is good. So, yeah. In terms of balance, the live blade is a slight handle bias. It's nothing too crazy, but it's definitely noticeable. The only problem with the balance with the live blade is it has problems with weight distribution. I have talked to a few people, but I told them I was going to hold off for the video to really explain it, so let's go over that now really quick. Most knives aren't just weight equals balance or material equals balance. It has a lot to do with weight distribution, right? So the whole reason that there's block spacers at the end of each knife is to make sure that there is handle weight towards the ends. The more weight you have towards the opposite end of the knife, the more momentum you'll have in that area. I had a Kuski Edelman a while ago, and the stock of the blade was very, very thick, and the tip, I think it was like a Bowie or something, if I remember correctly. So a lot of the weight was towards the middle, so fanning was awful, rollovers were not very good either, due to all the weight being towards the pivot area, which isn't good. It makes it unbalanced and not very good at flipping. This is a pretty good example of that, as there is handle weight at the bottom here with that little bit of aluminum towards the end, but that tip, it's not like, let's say, a replicant, which I have here, where all that weight is towards the tip of the blade, right? So all of your weight in the blade is from here down, because you have a ton of material here, because it tapers from the bottom and it goes outward. So all of that weight is towards here to the tip. Unlike the Falcon, where most of the weight is in this area, right? Because you have the stock, goes down, and this is really all you got. But not only is this super thin in terms of like height, but even in width, it's super, super thin. So, and plus with the blade shape, it doesn't help it either, because there is not a whole lot going here. So, doing fans, it can fan, it's just, you can see it pulling a little. If you want a clean fan, we look at the replicant. The blade and the handle are pretty much flat. No problem, right? And then if we look at the Falcon again, it's not the same thing. It's wobbly. You can see how it's wobbling. That's due to not enough weight towards the tip of the blade. So, it can fan, it's just not very good at it. In terms of rollovers, they're pretty alright. Nothing to really write home about. It can kind of do everything just fine. It would just take you a little bit of time to get used to that balance due to the weird weight distribution. So, that's about it on this one. But yeah, tolerances on point. Quick sound check on the live blade. So yeah, nothing too crazy. A little muted. Let's go over to the trainer, where we can really hear the sound profile of the knife, how it's meant to sound. I don't know what's wrong with my live blade. I think it might be the bushings. I think they're a little undersized. I don't remember. I would have to go try and torque them, but the trainer sounds really, really good. I have a not very good live blade, to be honest with you. I've seen a lot of other people who have the live blade Falcon that sounds like my trainer. So just wanted to put that out there, make sure that was clarified. But here's sound test on this guy. It's got tap, but So yeah, trainer blade, mine sounds a lot better. Here's handle play on this guy. Of course, channel tolerances are so good that it's about the same, even with having tap. I assume that the difference really is just the fact that the trainer blade is thicker, ever so slightly. But it definitely sounds better and it flips better. As I was talking about with the weight distribution, you can see there's a lot more material towards the tip here, especially because there is no bevel. The other thing that goes against the blade shape is that there's also a swedge, so there isn't like as much of a thick spine towards the tip, unlike the trainer, because there is no bevel, that there is the thick stock on both sides, and all this material around here towards the tip. So, as you can see, fanning is a lot smoother. Still a little wonky, it's not as smooth as the replicant, but much better. This guy's a lot more neutral. I think beginners and even people who are more into the hobby will prefer this balance due to the more balanced nature of the blade, better weight distribution and such. I understand most people don't want a trainer, but other people do want trainers. It depends on who you are. Some people don't want to grow bad habits. I don't know. Personally, I don't care. I almost prefer trainers just because I don't want to really get cut. I already get enough cuts from my job, so I'd prefer not to get more cuts from a knife. But I mean, it's just building your habits and understanding how to flip around them. Like, I always treat a trainer like a live blade, but that's besides the point. I gotta stop sidetracking. Trainer, in my opinion, does flip better. I think the look is better as well. Only problem is the edge is less defined. Like, you can't really tell which one's the bite side unless you look at the live blade. And then, even then, it's like, which one? I think this is supposed to be the bite. I think, if we're looking at this blade shape, I believe this is supposed to be the bite side, but I'm too lazy to swap over the handle, so I don't care. But yeah. So these guys run for about $45 on AliExpress. If you are worried about, oh, AliExpress is where you buy clones, this is not a clone. This isn't a clone. Let me repeat, this is not a clone. This is original. The blade shape is very unique for what it is for being a Bali. Balis usually want to stick around that Tanto, Bowie range, and this is a weird, like, spear point Tanto swedge kind of thing. I don't know really how you would describe that, because it's kind of got like the Tanto curve here, but it's got the spear point tip and then with a swedge on the back. It's weird. And then of course the handles are definitely inspired, but I mean, what knife isn't? You know what I mean? Like, every knife has some inspiration. And then jimping on the sides. It's really good. It's a really, really solid knife. If you want to ask me what's better, the Kraken or the Falcon, I'm going to tell you the Falcon, more than just the fact that it's original. The jimping is a bit deeper. There's also chamfering on the side of the handle, unlike the Kraken, where it's just straight up flat. Extremely blocky. Most people aren't used to blockier knives, so the chamfering makes it a lot easier to go to a semi-blockier knife. You know, ABs have this kind of chamfering where it's a blocky flats with chamfering on the sides. So a lot more people can get used to this and flip this no problem. It is a little bit on the thicker end, not extremely. Let me compare it to a rep here. Come on. I'm trying to get them next to each other. Why is this so fucking hard? Come on. There we go. So they're about the same thickness. The rep is actually a slight bit thicker, which I did not expect. Maybe it's just the fact that it's just chamfered instead of rounded, that it feels a little thicker, but yeah, this is a great entry point, a good beater, good budget, just good all around. I could see recommending this to pretty much anybody, someone who's new, somebody who's already been in the hobby for a while, somebody who's been in it for years and just wants a beater or something cheapo just to have around, you know. And then, of course, having the live blade and trainer blade option, and 2 color options, which I see them maybe having more colors soon. I'm not 100% sure, but I do feel like that's going to happen. They did that with the Kraken. They've done that with the Triton, the Chimera. You know, and a lot of people are getting these, so I can see them making more original designs from now on, especially after having the success of this guy and the one original. But I think especially this one, because it kind of shows that they put their hearts into it a little bit, and they really tried. So, community is really responding to this guy. So, a bunch of higher-end people that you wouldn't expect to reciprocate this are really putting their voices out there for this guy. So, I hope the one keeps up with this, you know, because this is going to put them in direct competition with, like, Max Ace. It's going to put them ahead of Bali Plus, because the whole reason clones were even an option was due to the fact that there wasn't really anything good in a lower price range. So if you can get rid of the reason of clones and still keep that same clone price range with the same clone quality, you really got something going. So, and this guy really shows it. Definitely has better quality than a clone because you can just kind of feel the effort that they put into this guy. They really wanted this to succeed, so this is good. This is a great step forward. I really hope they do more stuff like it. So yeah, that's about it from me. If you guys want to see more original stuff from the one, I do recommend you go pick one of these up. Again, it's really not going to hurt your budget, not going to hurt your wallet that much. It's $45. Even if you've already been into flipping for a while, I still recommend you get one of these. I think this will give you a new perspective on flipping and how much money you're really spending on your knives. You know, because if you can get something like this, why would you ever go for a squid trainer or a Nautilus or a Kraken? You know what I mean? I've already heard people saying that this is a Squid Industries killer, so we'll see how that goes. Just a quick, putting this out there. Do not ask me for the link to it. I'm not going to give you a link to it. I have a guide on how to find knives on AliExpress. Just watch it. Or just even search things for yourself and sit there and just be like, I'm going to type in keywords and maybe mess around with the site a little. You'll learn things, you'll find things, and it's good for you. If you're going to be looking for them anyways, you might as well learn how to look for them. Holy shit, I had a stroke saying that. If you're going to look for them anyways, you might as well learn how to do so. That works, whatever. This thing sucks. It's irrelevant now. Bye-bye. This thing's just bad, period. Don't buy one of these. Live blade, pretty good, but I wouldn't. I say the trainer is the way to go. So yeah, that's about it for me, boys. As I said, straight to upload. So if you have any questions that aren't completely fucking stupid, I'll answer them. And yeah, if you have any questions, follow me on Instagram, at Jack_Piatti_Pyro. Piatti, Piatti. So yeah, that's about it. See you later, boys.